Oh, hi, folks. We're now online, and I'm sitting down to draw some more Circus Festival Carnival assets. Not sure which of those three words will make it into the title, or maybe I'll use all of them. We'll see. But for now, I just have to worry about drawing them. Um, we've made a start already, and we've got some drafts yet to go, and then we've got all this space just for anything we want. So, yeah. Um, Anything else to announce before I get started? Not really. It might be obvious to those watching, but I'm a little behind compared to usual on my maps this month, so expect some solid streaming to come over the next days and weeks. Hopefully I can get ahead on next month too, but that's definitely jumping the gun. So let's just draw. Sometimes the best thing is to stop thinking and draw. It's going to be kind of a slow stream because I don't know a thing about circuses, and I'm going to spend a lot of time looking at my computer, searching for reference images and ideas, basically. Um, yeah, it's a setting which doesn't come naturally to me. Like I could draw natural maps for days, and I could probably do the same with city maps, but circuses, it's very niche, I guess. Hey Stig, that's a good question. I'm going to find that out by doing all this streaming, but on average, gosh, I wouldn't even know what on average. How much time do I spend on making content? All of it? All of my work time? I'm just looking at my computer right now because I know I want carnival games. Like I want a test of strength, maybe some mm, darts and balloons kind of thing. Gosh, what would be appropriate for a medieval spot? Well, let's to answer your question. Let's put it this way: there's 3 maps I make per month, and each map, from start to finish, probably takes 20 to 30 hours altogether. Yeah, horseshoes. That's a good one. I want to do like big old carnival games that are big enough to have a presence on the battle map. But I can certainly throw in some horseshoes. We also want just some tents, some canvas rooftops. Platform, dance floor kind of thing. Archery contests. Yeah, we could sneak in like an archery target. That's a good one. I was talking about this earlier this month, but I want to do a separate jousting field. So I think that's going to be pretty purely jousting, but there is a possible world in which we turn that into kind of a medieval sports festival pack. But no, better than that. I think archery we can sneak in here. So let me just draw. I have a lot of ink anxiety, especially when things are going well. I feel like I'm going to ruin it, but I got to remember this asset pack. I don't have to keep any of them. If I do a bad one, I can delete it later on. So let's just start with some easy stuff over here, I guess. Oh yeah, we'll have some cages, artisan binks. That's what these squares are for. Um, and then we'll definitely have plenty of appropriate tokens for that. I'm going to start with the balls because I'm pretty sure I can draw a circle as a warm up. May have been too confident. That's pretty good. These are just big inflatable balls that I imagine the elephants are balancing, seals. What kind of pattern do we want to put on this? Like a Toy Story ball or something? Some stripes. Oh, I like that one. Wii Gamers. Fortune telling caravan. I think a little stall for this pack because coming up soon, I want to do an entire custom wagon pack. So we're kind of veering away from wagons. I've got one general purpose wagon in this pack, but that's going to be it for wagons because I think first thing next month, I'm going to be doing a dedicated wagons pack. Oh okay. Wait, am I subconsciously drawing a pool ball? Maybe we'll just put a star on it. Just occurred to me this pattern should go on the next layer. So I shouldn't be drawing any patterns on these balls yet. I can still fix that up later though. But yeah, I do my line art in 2 stages, right? We do main line art, which is what we're doing here. That's why we're not very detailed yet with the wagon. And then I'm gonna come for a second pass and do details. So remind me not to get too detailed yet. More circles. These circles here are podiums in my mind for the presenter to stand on or animals to balance on. This big one's just for any old performance to take place on. I definitely need a general purpose stall. A stall that its contents are covered up, not visible, so that if you as the DM want to invent a carnival game, you can use that stall on your map and just describe what's going on inside it. Maybe the tents I'm thinking of doing will fulfill that purpose though. Um, okay, cool. Yeah, thanks for the reminder, Stig. So if you haven't seen my other project this month, it's a circus tent, and in that pack we have platforms already, but I did want to sneak in a tightrope. Yeah, I'm glad you reminded me. I think it's just going to be... I'll just put it right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can always extend this, of course. There's a rope for such a purpose. I guess we've come to the cages. I'm a little intimidated by these cages because a lot of detail in a cage, you know. I think I'll start with general shape. Very general. And just hint at a three-dimensional aspect. We want these to be top down, but we can kind of give them a very slight offset. Now, this cage is kind of vertical structural bars. That makes sense, right? Cage? Maybe we can probably make a metal version and a wooden version too. All right. Does the trick. Kind of a wonky one, this cage, but made by circus folk, not professional cage builders, so that makes perfect sense. Yeah, well, this cage came out better than the other cage, but they both work. Do, 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 do. Okay, what does a wagon canopy look like? Mhm. Pretty unremarkable is the answer. Um, just stretched canvas. Where's my pencil? Alrighty. It was decidedly less top down compared to the rest of the wagon, but it'll do. It'll help the wagon look a bit more 3D. We'll turn it into a circus wagon in the next step. We'll give it some colorful stripes or something. Maybe a light, like a hanging lantern. Yeah, I like it. So this piece goes on top of our wagon. Give you the option of having a covered wagon. I like it, Adam. I'm gonna stay away from naming any of the stalls, since I want them to be general purpose. So if you want to, but we'll have at least a variety of stalls, right? All right. I want to start pretty basic with a test of strength kind of ordeal. Just going to be a platform and a tower-like thing. The bell on top. Oh, have a good one, Diego. Thanks for stopping by. Hello and goodbye. Obviously we need a big hammer, don't we? I guess they keep it on a table? Where would they put the hammer when they're not swinging it around? Just leaning up against something dramatically. Yeah. Okay, we'll have a little platform with maybe 2 steps to get up there. And then we'll just lean the hammer on it. Okay. My apologies for the step that none of you can see since I'm drawing in very faint pencil. But it is necessary. I'm missing any components. I'm just looking at reference images. We got the bell, we got the hammer. Maybe some lights, perhaps. No, I think that'll about do it. Ink time. Yeah. We want some really strong foreshortening on this one. Maybe I could have gone more dramatic with the shape, but we can certainly help the matter by introducing some bold lines to the upper end. Okay. And I should probably do the same thing with the tightrope, since that's going to be very high up. Okay. Um, of general purpose tents. Hmm. So I think I'll break it down into round tents and square tents. I'd use this corner for a big tent. Like the way to go. We'll do an oval tent down here. And something of a peak. And these ones, I suppose, will have just the tiniest bit of perspective. Or should I go fairly heavy on the perspective? Probably should. Don't have any eraser on hand. This one's all spent. That's okay. Hmm. Right, how about this? I'm thinking whether or not to put flags on it. I think we'll put flags as a separate piece. So we can have tents with flags, tents without flags. But at the very least, here's the structural point, pole, where the flags would attach. Kind of a 5-foot front door. I wonder if circus tents need more than one door. Suppose not. Hmm. Well, that's probably about it for primary line art. So we're going to return to this tent and add some details later. I'm getting tired of this 0.1 millimeter pen. I think I want to use this one, which the cap doesn't attach, but does draw good. Okay, I promised a flag, at least one flag. I like these long, fluttering banners. I'll probably do 3 different variations so they don't all look the same. I do actually, I have a very faint grid printed here, which I'm working roughly by. And that's how I get everything roughly to scale, but I do often make adjustments when we get into Photoshop. Welcome back, Ninjasin. Good to have you. Okay, we'll certainly need more than just one tent. Um, I'm planning on doing a couple different variations with this one tent. Different colors and whatnot. So this one piece of line art is going to be worth more than just one tent. So I think, so as not to dominate the whole pack with tents, we'll just have one more circular one. Probably around that size. Kind of wish I'd drafted another circle here. Not the best at freehanding them, but it is just a hastily constructed tent, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I'll draw it over here. You know what else? Before I draw anything too close to this one, we probably want some ropes, structural ropes. Yeah, it looks about right. Hmm. I'm thinking way ahead to when I'm exporting these things and how best I'm going to separate them from each other. Maybe I should have done more of a margin between them. Well, cross that bridge when we get there. I think it's time for our helper light. probably much better. Yeah, you can see the sunlight coming in as the sun is going down, but I think I've got at least 40 minutes battery in this light, so we can power on. Actually, I have no idea how much battery's in that light. Okay. 3D thoughts. Peaks around there. Yeah, that kind of works. Hmm. Yeah, it's kind of cute with a little edge to it. I want more stuff like this tightrope, but just for banners and streamers. Okay, I've kind of been procrastinating on these game stalls, but I think it's probably time, unless we want to do one more tent. But let's just leave some space open for a tent and decide later whether we want game stalls or tent. Well, first I think general purpose stall, just a little booth, or like the ticket master or fortune telling, stuff like that. Hmm. Yeah, something very basic to start with. Doesn't look like much from top down, does it? Well, it's a start. Oh, hey, Autumn. Yeah, ball throw dart. I think that's a good next one. It's just a well. Let's do archery target and what was I talking about? Darts and balloons, I guess. So for that, we just want a general purpose table where you would stand behind, I suppose. And then archery target. Do I want to do like a hay bale version? What would that look like? Maybe like a wooden board with a hay bale behind it. That makes sense, right? Square or circular? I think it's circle cut. Let's do a draft. An archery target that's 5 foot wide. Kind of makes sense. Right. With a big old hay bale stack behind it. And some arrows sticking out. We want arrows sticking out. Maybe I do 2. Hmm. Okay, let's do 2. So if you want to line up like 3 in a row, they're not all identical. There's a smaller version with 1 hay bale behind it. Yeah, none of your business. I know generally what you're describing, but I need a reference image, I think. Eh, okay. All right, so let's do one with hay bales behind it, just leaning up against hay bales. Let's do another one which is like woven straw, I guess, and it's standing up with a tripod. Yeah. This is our basic one. General shape, this is primary line art version, and then we'll do the pattern the next step. And this one's just leaning against a big pile of hay. And then there's some standalone arrows you can overlay. I think that's a good mix. Right, we wanted a version with balloons too. Okay, that does the trick. Who's buzzing at me and where's my phone? Oh, of course my phone's filming this, so whoever they are can wait. Yeah, I imagine these archery targets are going to be a fan favorite. Lots of people will get this pack just for those, you know, and the cages. There's lots of general use stuff in this pack, mind you. So I'm thinking, I keep coming back to Circus, but I'm also trying to do festival and carnival. Just medieval celebration, right? So maybe what I need is like dining tables? Like all that stuff you would find scattered around outside. Oh hum. So I just want to look up like a Renaissance fair and then see what kind of decoration is about. It's kind of cheating because I figure organizers of Renaissance fairs, they've done all of this thought for me. They're like, oh, how can we decorate a place to make it look legitimate? That's kind of the thought process I've got now. And these are just people, so. Ah, maypole, there's an idea. Hey, Roel. A pillory. Ah, yeah, dunk tank. Dunk tank was another one on my list that I can't forget. So that's literally a big barrel. So let's put that. I was thinking of what we can put over here. It's one of those days where I have to draft out my circles. I just don't trust myself. A big 5-foot barrel, kind of, almost. Might come out looking more like a vase than a barrel. Apples. Hmm. Okay, I'll do the apples in this pen. Just 3, and then we'll do the rest of them in the secondary line art. I like the idea of a pillory. Is that gonna look like anything? I mean, it's such a small thing, I could just kind of sneak it in over here. Yep, there we go. Mm. Yeah, versions of these pennants with lights on them. I think we just do versions of lights that could be hanging from those pennants. Um, so you can lay them out underneath these assets. So a few different versions. We got like a lantern, maybe a paper lantern version. Kind of like the idea of an archery target that's kind of like a scarecrow. Hmm. You know, painted target pending. Okay. Let me navigate back to my just general circus imagery. Oh, let me catch up on chat first. So log throwing, that's pretty fun. Sounds like just a log though. Hold up. Oh, hey Connor. Yeah. So with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 things ever, all my stuff is hand drawn for the line art. A mud pit. Interesting. Balancing, drinking table. Yeah, yeah. Michael. I do want to do that. Like a dining table. I think that's a must. Yeah, your medieval food court. Trampoline, that's another thing that crossed my mind. I think these stages, platforms, are going to double as trampolines. Since they're probably just going to have a star or something cliche on them. These are your circular stages, but we could also afford just a wooden stage. We got a tightrope. I don't think we need a net. Not at this circus. Oh hum. Maybe a big cliche barbell. Like a strongman barbell with it's like 2 bowling balls. I gotta remember my grid. So this is 5 foot. So it's probably 5 foot at a maximum 5 foot across. This is about right. Actually, that doesn't look like it would be functional at all. Maybe we'll shrink it down and make it into a little one-handed barbell thingy. You know what we might do to make these tents more reusable is few different signages for the front. And then we can do like a fortune teller signage bit. That's just an add-on you stick on top. And then we can get more bang for our buck that way. Maybe a hoop. Hoop would be a simple thing to draw. I did promise to draw a flaming hoop, so I probably need a hoop and a flaming hoop. What kind of base would you put on a hoop? Would it be like would it be legs on it, a tripod or something? I could decide that once the hoop's drawn. Okay, non-flaming hoop first. I think this is just a metal hoop, like a sonic ring. I like it. I think the part of my drain, take it back, my brain is not awake yet. Part of my brain that draws circles is finally waking up. And flaming hoop. So with flaming hoop, I'm actually going to draw the hoop in the secondary line art. Hold up. Because usually I draw my flames without line art whatsoever. So I suppose I'll just draw the hoop and add the flames later on. So we'll kind of have a faded hoop. Sure. How long does it take for me to get from paper drawings to final product? It depends heavily on the project. If I'm drawing a battle map, it's a whole different beast compared to an asset pack. This being an asset pack is going to take 3 to 4 times as long as a battle map would, because there's just a whole lot more work goes into dealing with all of these individually and naming them and packaging them and converting them into dungeon draft files. Ugh. But generally speaking, I don't know, like 10 to 20 hours. I'll have to go back through my streams and figure it out. Usually I work a lot faster than this, but Circus assets, it's just a very alien to me. I don't have a lot of reference material to go off of in my head. Usually I can just draw and I barely lift my pen, but I'm spending more time Googling stuff than actually drawing. I think I need to get back to game stalls. So what's an absolute priority? In my mind, it is game stalls and maybe signages. So we've got kind of a little set here. Oh, Hannah, this one's going to be our dunk tank here. It's not very obvious yet, but once we do the secondary line art, it will be. What is it? Is that? You can thank David Wilson for turning them into Dungeon Draft assets. I don't have enough time to do it personally, so poor man. I'm just like, hey David, can you turn all these into Dungeon Draft assets? And generously he does. So you can thank him for that. It's a serious process to do so. All stand with a circular heavy foot. Oh, you're talking about these, yeah. I need to add the stands to our hoops. Okay, I think that works. Hmm. Ah, here's another cliche: is a diving board, one of those big diving boards with the tiny little barrel of water at the bottom. Do those actually exist, or is that a cartoon trope? I'm pretty lucky right now. I do Dungeon Master half the time, kind of. Well, recently I've been a player more than a Dungeon Master, but my group and I have a pretty good balance, I feel. I get to do both. Yeah, let's do a diving board. So let's do it in 2 pieces. Well, maybe we could reuse the dunk tank. Yeah, I guess no, because we can reuse our barrel of water for other stuff. People often ask for a medieval bath. Maybe this could double as a bathtub. Okay, a tub of water. Check. And just a diving board, I suppose. The main component is making it look tall somehow. So, wonder if the trapeze platform would be sufficient. But we can afford just to do like a very dramatic foreshortening kind of thing. Hmm. Hmm. It's a little. It's okay. It's very wonky. Little very wonky. Just hinted like a ladder going down the back of it. Yeah, maybe we can fix that up with some skewing in Photoshop. But I'm seeing another thing in my reference imagery. Seesaw for clowns to do shenanigans on. Seesaw. What? How can we make a seesaw look interesting? Just needs a little bit of perspective on it, I guess, for it to communicate as a seesaw. Seesaw, an international word? Maybe not. Yeah, that totally reads as a seesaw. Hey Pierre. Um, rope ladder. Yeah. Okay, I'm avoiding game stalls. I need to do game stalls. And signages. So the signage is going to be an interesting thing. Ah, boy. I need to look up like one of those tycoon games, maybe. Oh, that's a pretty fun idea, Connor. Yeah. Maybe that will be a token, though, I wonder, because we have bull tokens. But I'll look up a mechanical bull because maybe they're quite distinct. I think I'm overthinking it with these game stalls. I think I just need tents and tables, basically. I'm just going to do a quick and dirty effort. Just one of those tents that could be just about anything. Here's the secret to turning it into a circus tent. Voila. I joke, but that really does work. What about balloons? It's not medieval, but like some balloon clusters. Plenty of people who just want a circus. They're not really fussed whether it's medieval or not. Hello from Australia, Hannah. Thanks for tuning in so early. Early? In my imagination, it's always nighttime in America, but obviously that's not true. Want to look up mechanical bull. Yeah, so pretty much it's bull's head on a machine with some padding around it. And the padding is something I was actually thinking of drawing anyway, so kind of like a 10-foot space, huh? Hmm. I wonder the padding should be like hay bales, because we could also use hay bales for something else, like a petting zoo. In theory, a ring of hay bales could be useful for petting zoo, which is another request, as well as a mechanical bull. I think we'll do that. Just do a 10-foot ring of hay bales. And then a mechanical bull looking thing in the middle. Just a deliberately simple head thing attached to a deliberately simple body thing. Beautiful. Oh, finishing line ribbon. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, I'm going to come back to that. Done some very uninteresting bull horns, haven't I? Kind of want to hook them up. Here it's a fake bull token. And then hay bales. All of those petting zoo animals I mentioned will be tokens. They're not going to be in this asset pack, but they will be available. Seems safe. Yeah, Connor, I've been doing this full time for a few years now, thanks to all of our generous patrons and the people who support us by buying stuff and leaving tips on the website. Yeah, it's my exceptionally enjoyable full-time job now. Finishing line ribbon? It's more like a flag. Uh, I'm gonna have some. I'm gonna do some thinking about that. Thank you. Whack-a-mole. We need some kind of medieval whack-a-mole looking setup. Because that's a cliche. If I don't cover the cliches, I'm gonna get asked about them constantly. So we have to start with cliches first, and then circle back to more interesting things. How would you even run whack-a-mole in D&D? Just like a, I don't know, a sleight of hand check? A couple of attack rolls? I don't know, I don't have to figure that out. That's for you to figure out. Just draw the stuff. I haven't left much clearance between this balloon. Gonna bite me later on. That looks about right. Hmm. How am I doing for time? Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm hoping to at least get this primary line art finished. I think what I need is a dining table and signage, probably. What kind of food do they serve here? I think we'll just go with classic medieval pigs and poultry. What happens to the pig's legs? They're kind of underneath it. At this scale, we're kind of just drawing colored lumps anyway. But I try and get at least a few distinguishable shapes in there. Maybe a fish, just a single fish. And then chicken legs. Turkey legs? Okay, good night, Autumn. Thanks for stopping by again. And Connor as well. Sorry if I've missed anyone too. I'm only really looking up at chat semi-regularly. My work process for drawing food clutter is pretty much from top to bottom, right? You draw the food and then the plates and then the table. A couple of goblets too. Very crowded table. Good. Glorious. Probably right. We can duplicate those on the other side if we want to. Hmm. Right, I think some signage. Going to be about 5 foot wide, maybe 15 altogether. Start with just a boring square one, a general purpose one. As a warm up. So these are kind of 3 feet wide at the bottom, or maybe. So the idea is signs that can overlap the tent entrances and allow a bit of variety. But there's a boring square one, and then the rest I'm hoping to do a bit more fancifully. Oh, so do a fortune teller looking one, which will be like a moon, maybe like a crescent moon and a star. Okay, let me just jump right in. This is a challenge drawing a star at this kind of perspective. It's kind of working. Hey, Tim. It's been a warm one, you know. think it's been about 20 degrees lately. Okay, it's doing something. We need some lights. Ooh, um, uh, freestanding hay bale. At least two of those, because there might be a lot. Very cost-effective seating, you know? What else am I seeing? I'm just Googling things like Renaissance Fair, medieval festival, and seeing what I see. Maybe just some, you know what? More tents. We need just just a simple market stall looking tent. Maybe like a cooking pit. Hmm. Like I want to keep it very focused. So cooking pits and things, you'd see them around a circus, but it's more like a camping thing, general roaming wagon train kind of affair. Maybe circus games, circus stalls. Uh, I did say I'd do a horseshoe throw kind of thing. Horseshoes, that's something I'm confident I can draw from memory. Give it a shot. Yeah. Might have to shrink it down since it's currently, I don't know, like a 2.5 foot horseshoe. An elephant shoe, perhaps. So I want to focus on things that are colorful. We're going to get a lot of color already, but maybe like a spin the wheel kind of thing. Big wheel. Hmm. But I also think the main scenery of a circus is going to be the tent tops. So maybe just 2 more big tents. Or rather medium, small size tents, actually. Maybe a few variations of generic stall as well. Because if you want like a street of stalls with this pack, you might not get very much use out of it currently. How about a tent in the corner, and then we just squeeze in 4 more stalls here. And those stalls can be made more interesting with some banners if you want, or some balloons. Or miscellaneous other decorations. Yeah, have I been hiding the cannon this whole time underneath my hand? Yeah, I got one of those. Maybe a little add-on for our tub of water that are rubber ducks. Yeah, I think that's it. So stalls that can double as food stalls, game stalls, any old wooden box. Maybe we sneak in a little bit of clutter, like crates and barrels, but we've already got so many of those in our other packs. No, I think stalls, booths. Yeah, let me search Circus booth, see if that comes up with anything special. Not really. Yeah, I think we just do some booths. I think that's the game. A big rectangular tent. Keep saying big, but it's really not that big. Okay, we haven't had one of these shaped tents yet, so yeah, this will be a nice distinct shape to mix things up. Doorways. This doorway is horribly off center. And then a little peak to it, perhaps? No, not this one. Hold up. Hmm. Ooh, the light is dead. That's not bad timing. I'm just going to finish off this stall and then the light back on charge, I suppose. Okay. Well, when I come back, it's going to be to add the secondary line out to all this. So if need be, I can still add more little items to it. Got some space. But yeah, and I'm going to sleep on it. I'm going to see if anything else comes to mind. But I think this is a pretty good collection. Touch wood. Hopefully there's nothing obvious that I'm missing. Okay, yeah, I think that's going to do it for today. I've actually just remembered I've got quite a lot else to do today. So I'm going to take off, but it's been a successful stream, and big thanks to everyone who stopped by, lent me your ideas and encouragement. It's been fun. And I think once this is all done, it's going to be a fairly fun pack. The more I work on it, the more I'm starting to like it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I need to get some food in me. But yeah, thanks again. And I hope you'll tune in the future. I'll probably be back similar time tomorrow and the next day. And then I don't know after that, but we'll see. Plenty of work still to do. So thanks again and have a good one. Bye bye.